It's Week 16 of the 2042 season, where we'll see this team's veteran running back. He'll be a focal point of his offense this week. Hold on tight. We're in for an exciting one. Next on Madden NFL 25.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And it's a pretty good return here as they get this up to the 29. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by their first-year quarterback, taken in the third round of this past April's draft.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now.
At the 28-yard line.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. They'll look to throw here. And this is going to be incomplete.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. That's taken on the 25. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And out will come the offense as they take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And led out by their veteran quarterback. He's been around a while. They don't celebrate birthdays for him. They just cut him up, see how many rings he's got around the middle. He has been in the league a long time.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. We might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 16 carries, 52 yards.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
And right side, they're going to go option here. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down. I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8.
When you look at this defense,
they've been dreadful against the run. No getting around at number 32, dead last in the NFL.
One thing players always tell us is that they never really pay attention to numbers.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
And on now is the punter, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups, check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. 2nd and 11. He's got his man Cruz.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
They're going to look to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. They'll score that a 36-yard punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The visitors' offense, led by their running back, headed out for the 2nd possession. And he's been a huge factor in the passing game all season long. His numbers reflect that. Currently leads all NFL running backs in receiving yards.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
Over the middle, it's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. And right side, they're going to go option here. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for 1st downs instead of airing it out.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. He'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. As they've got it as we resume action. They'll try again. And this time he finally breaks through. It's a touchdown. And that touchdown's going to put him in double digits now for the year. It's his 10th rushing touchdown of the campaign. Now the try here for the extra point. And it's good to make it 7-0. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 1. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw here. And this is going to be incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Again, he'll drop to throw.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. As we take a look at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns, he is right up there amongst the best in the NFL.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 9.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
A good job in coverage there. They took away his top read on the play, so he went through his progressions and ended up settling on his running back who scored on their last possession, but the coverage held. It goes incomplete.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. A gain of 8 there on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And they bring their punter out there now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Taking it about the 16. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts. Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you've got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
Taken from just outside the 30. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7.
This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 48 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Looking to throw.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the defense. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that sixth sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand this is the amount you have, make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Eligible receiver downfield.
Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them.
Still first down.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. They'll set up a throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Back to throw. And this is going to be intercepted.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw something away on that snap. And, look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play would be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
The slot man in motion right. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. And a 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Here now, 3rd and a yard.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A nice pickup of 10 means that this drive will stay on track.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. Third down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 11 more on that one and another first down. He'll look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. Only able to gain a couple there, and it's second down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8.
He'll look to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. 7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. They'll look to throw again.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Back to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it second down. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there as time expires in the first half. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead.
So they say no to the field goal try late in the half, and it winds up really paying off as they score on the final play.
Yeah, a little bit of a gamble, but they had some foresight as well because they knew they were going to get the ball to start the third quarter. So they thought to themselves, if we score here, we can double up on back-to-back drives when we start the second half.
Point after, right down the middle. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports half.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Ready for the second half. 14-3 our score as we are back underway on EA Sports. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey. And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Bass. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up second down. Now back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They go play action here on first down. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the scramble in second down. On play action, they'll throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Touchdown! A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll send the tight end in motion. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And able to use his stiff arm for a little bit of leverage before he's taken down. A pretty good gain.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line.
Now the first carry here for their running back. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll look to throw here. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
2nd and a couple.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They'll drop to throw. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down.
A big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line to hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
But that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8.
They'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again.
And that's one of those where it feels like backyard football in a sense. You say, forget about the route. Just run to the open spot in the middle of the field, and I'll find you. Good throw, good concentration on the catch, and they pick up the first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. His throw incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other. Out of the gun now on third down. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
He's been making himself a weapon as a runner, and the results, they've been welcomed by his offense. My question is about the defense we're watching right now, partner. Even after he got him with a scramble earlier this drive, they still aren't devoting enough attention to him. I would expect that after that carry, they'll do a much better job going forward, spying on him on passing downs.
1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports, as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. On second down, they'll run it here. Ooh, with a juke.
And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. 82 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. The line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
How about this? They'll try the option, left side. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Ball at the 6 here as they work with a 2nd and 2.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
This offense so far on third down, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Finding room at midfield.
And finally brought down at the 43. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution. Even though the scoreboard is going against you, you want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Back to throw now on 1st down. It's complete to Cruz. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw here. Flush to his right. And running with power here. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the 1st down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15.
It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that...
And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit.
All right, so this one not quite over yet. Back to a 2-score game, CD.
Yeah, and you've still got 4+ minutes to go, so when you think about comebacks, it's happened before. Now, it hasn't happened often, but you've got to think to yourself, let's be the next great comeback story and play this one out.
Extra point right down the middle, and that cuts the lead to 24-10. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So now out comes this offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. They're going to look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it'll be 4th down. So they bring out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
They'll set up to throw.
That is caught.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that 1st down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And that's incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Another big play in a game that's had plenty of them. 4th and 2.
They'll try and run for it. And try to push his way forward, but I think he's going to be short, and he is short. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and as a result, possession switches hands. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Back to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a first down here. And that should be the one that seals a victory.
Game in hand, the offense takes the knee.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
It's a gain of 14 there, and that should be enough to get him home free. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
So it's our visitors that come away with a victory here, and it was thanks in part to their man under center, their veteran quarterback.
Yeah, the numbers don't jump off the page, but he was a steady influence back there. He had a couple of touchdown passes on the afternoon. His guys rallied around him, and they're going to come away victorious.
So for our visitors, the wins have been hard to come by, but they get one here to move to 4-11 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, the slide continues as they drop now to 3-12. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.